And let's actually see what the first battleground is going to be. We see bans on Cursed Hollow and Braxis.
Dear.
And it is ESTAR's favorite home turf. It is Battlefield of Eternity.
Eternator. Burl for world. Well, ESTAR, potentially their favorite map, like you said, taking us to the brutal field of Eternator. Whereas Wukong, much like most of their maps, they have a 0 and 5.
I'm pretty sure in Texas that would be a
ratio.
legitimate way to pronounce it.
Yeah, Eternator. It's either way, 0% win rate for Wukong. Let's see if they can turn it around.
I also heard that you can do a fabulous southern accent.
Well, I don't mean to brag, but I can sometimes sound a little bit like that Foghorn Leghorn from Looney Tunes, if you watched that back in the day.
There we go. What I just love it when you get to do those accents. It's fantastic.
I enjoy doing them. I would love to do proper voice acting one day.
All right.
We will see.
There we go.
Bend a character for me.
Well, you nailed the southern redneck already.
Everyone loves Foghorn Leghorn. Everyone's favorite chicken outside of the Heroes of the Storm one.
Oh yeah, nothing beats Heroes of the Storm chicken on RPG's side. Add to it a little bit of wang, and you're gonna have the best meal you could possibly imagine. Now, let's move on to the series here. We're getting started here in this first draft between ESTAR and Wukong Gaming. And we see no Oriel on the side of ESTAR because it's banned. And if you know China #1, actually the person we just see here in the bottom left on the webcam, you know why you want to ban it.
Yes, you do. It is a bit too scary. In a response, the Uther ban. We're seeing some support prioritization. Wukong should like first pick Rhaegar right now, right? Okay, that's fine too. I forgot about Genji.
Oh boy, Wukong Gaming won their first game yesterday with the Gengu. Why would they let it go through?
I don't know. We will see. I guess they just really wanted it, but now they get Rhaegar, so Genji's going to be with a non-ideal support. So, interesting strategies. I mean, a good right wing too.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot how to say the word strategies there for a second.
Yeah, it actually amazes me that ESTAR finds an Uther scarier to face than a Genji, so they must have prepared something. So what they need right now, it's silences, stuns, and crowd control or disengage in general.
Yeah.
So
potentially, like, you know what would be quite fun? Just straight up pick Rhaegar and Mouth. Just straight away. Because you get Rhaegar with the full healing style, Ancestral Healing if you want it. Malfurion, full damage build, Twilight Dream. Yeah, those are still fine.
Those are solid.
Nubarak. That's FC on an Anubarak, potentially not a Tyrael.
Yeah, I think that would still fit his playstyle. I mean, obviously he practiced other warriors than Tyrael, so Anubarak should be doable for him. And in the case of an emergency, just in case he really doesn't want to play the King of Beetles, you can still put Ooze on it. I'm pretty sure he's down for it, and FC can pick his warrior later.
Ooze is going to be on Alarak, sure.
Oh, Ooze is going to be on Alarak. Well, now we have ourselves in a tricky situation.
Yes, quite the pickle. Let's see if FZ is confident.
So
apparently we have just been taught some Mandarin a little.
Did you read chat?
Yes.
Like, apparently, Wang can mean chicken in Chinese.
And the other way around.
What?
The other way around.
Chicken can mean Wang. There we go.
Yes.
Well, wouldn't that be a wordplay? I would be a big fan if that were true.
Yeah. So basically, if that is correct, that means that we've been doing this combo wrong. It's the double Wang combo.
Obviously.
Yay! The Wang. Let's do it. This is about to get really out of hand, so we're going to move swiftly on as the Abatha is banned out by ESTAR.
Well, if it's not true, then at least chat had a good time mocking and taunting and trolling us, right? Either way, good times. Now, Arthur's being locked in. Arthur's, of course, works flawlessly well in this battleground, especially if the enemy team goes for a lot of melee heroes, which right now looks to be the case with Alarak and Anubarak being locked in. And if you take a look at ESTAR's faces here, they look A, rather bored, or B, really focused.
Yeah, maybe even discouraged because they know that they can't catch up to CE at this point.
Yeah?
That might be a feeling they have.
Definitely true. Now, what would you like to see against Genji, Tetcher? Judging from all the experience you've gained casting games with and against Genji, what do you think are really solid options to go for against
any AoE CC.
Yeah.
Because it's really hard to hit Genji with skill shots. So Divine Storm, Twilight Dream, Horrify are the 3 best abilities I would argue for going up against a Genji. I would argue Mind Control is also very effective, but no one picks it, so boo. But yeah, a Sylvanas comp from ESTAR could work here if they just go for the Wailing Arrow at least. Yeah, it's a skill shot and Genji could dodge it, but it's still going to be a little difficult. Somehow it takes this long for either team to pick a support, and Rhaegar actually comes into the game for China number 1.
All right. The Rhaegar being deployed, the Li Ming following suit. And isn't it funny how things have actually changed for a bit on Battlefield of Eternity? Like, imagine seeing Li Ming this far down the draft. A couple of months ago in HGC China, I don't think that would have ever happened. It's still nice for ESTAR to get her, don't get me wrong, but all the classic assassins have fallen down a little bit in priority, except for Vala, who still gets banned, but Greymane not being first pick, Li Ming being relatively down in the draft. It's really cool to see the meta evolve and change on Battlefield of Eternity.
Indeed it is. It's very cool to see stuff like that. Excuse me, how the meta evolves. So, Wukong, they still need their support. They are down to Brightwing, Karazim, and Malfurion as the viable supports that are left available.
Mm-hmm. Yep, there's still plenty to choose from, and we can't really say which support suits Wukong Gaming the best, because none of them has looked really stellar, and that is a statement, however. They pick the, without a doubt, most challenging support in terms of mechanics, Karazim.
They did run Karazim with that carry comp yesterday.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
They didn't get the best 7-sided strikes, but this is very similar to the comp they ran yesterday. Yep. A very burst-heavy comp, especially if they run Judgment, but if not, Divine's the sanctification for Arthas and Greymane gives them so much sustain.
It's crazy. And they also have so much protection available now for the Genji. Like, the Karazim heals maybe a palm if they feel like it. Yesterday they chose 7-sided, as Tetris said, but also the sanctification potentially. I don't think we're going to see Judgment, excuse me, against a Rhaegar, because there's the Ancestral, there's the Cleanse.
Why don't you Judgment the Rhaegar?
If you Judgment the Rhaegar and you follow up with the Genji Dragonblade, it's probably lights out.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's a very good point.
So, these 2 drafts, which one do you prefer?
Hard to say. If it were any other team other than Wukong Gaming, I would probably lean towards their draft, but knowing how they normally perform, I still don't want to give them the benefit of the doubt. I need to see more. Okay, here's my prediction. I want to be proven wrong by Wukong Gaming, because I think they have the better draft, but I think they're the worst team.
There's the thing. I agree with you. I think Wukong have a far superior draft.
Who would have thought? Who would have thought a couple of weeks ago?
Exactly. I mean, yeah, the Ooze has the Alarak, but I'm not entirely sure if it's the correct choice here. It's great, and it's always useful for them, because Ooze is great. But I'm not sure it's completely the correct pick, whereas the burst damage, follow-up, and the sustain, Wukong have everything, and FZ is off his comfort pick Teriel.
True.
I think that he could be a potential liability here. If he gets locked down and killed off, he's vulnerable.
Yeah. Wukong Gaming has evolved from a team that picked Nazeeba on Battlefield of Eternity during the first weeks into a team that picks a rock-solid draft that could even challenge ESTAR if they basically catch them on the wrong foot. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have a series on our hands here, and Tetcher, this couldn't get more exciting.
Wukong Gaming, going back to what we've seen for them the last, 4 or 5 weeks almost. Win draft, lose games. Let's see if they're going to be able to turn that round as they did yesterday, as we head into game number 1 of our best of 2 series between ESTAR and Wukong Gaming.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, are we going to witness yet another upset? Because the last 2 days were plenty full of them. So, let's see. ESTAR on the left-hand side against Wukong Gaming. In the blues, we have ESTAR, FZ on the Anubrak, China number 1 on Rhaegar, Good on the Tychus, Kid on Li Ming, and Ooze on his go-to Alarak.
Whereas on the right-hand side, it's Wukong Gaming with Ailing on Greymane, Lao Hu on Tyrael, Zero on Arthas, Poon on Genji, and Lang is playing Karazim.
Yet another Genji game for Wukong Gaming. Is Genji going to carry them to victory once more? Going to be a very interesting game to follow for sure. Checking the level 1 talents real quick. No Alufal inside Karazim build. Going for the standard Iron Fist.
Indeed, an immediate start to the game. Arthur's focused. Arthur's alive. Arthur survives. Down goes FC. First blood going over to Wukong Gaming. And somehow Arthur's, via the patronage of whatever evil eldritch patron he serves, is able to survive that early stage.
At this point, I'm starting to wonder if Wukong Gaming actually worship darker gods here, and they have sacrificed potatoes to the voodoo god. I don't even know what's going on here. They get kill after kill and already blood leaving out of their socks. What? You gotta be kidding me.
I don't know, but I don't know, Cthulhu or Yogg-Saron or something are pretty happy with them right now as Wukong Gaming take 2 kills at the start. Tyrael does have to be back though, struggling a little bit with the lane sustain versus Alarak. Alarak's really good in lane, but Moon rotates up so they don't miss XP.
And that was a kill in Li Ming as well. That is not an easy target to lock down. However, the Howling Blast from the shadows of the bush was enough to actually get exactly that done. Now Zero taking a lot of damage, dodging the grenade, really solid. And Wukong Gaming could be on fire. Smite and Tyrael, by the way, going for a pretty standard you know, bruiser-oriented build with additional damage on his E. Really, really solid, especially in the laning phase. That's going to help you out a little bit. But overall, don't get me wrong, like, Tyrael is definitely going to lose the lane in the long run against Alrek because he's going to run out of mana. Alrek has superior self-sustain as well. So all he needs to do for now is just hold the lane and appear at his team's side at the right time.
So, Wukong Gaming wading in onto their own Immortal for a little bit of defense. Now, eStar's poke is far superior. They have Li Ming, they have Tychus. They're going to be able to poke forever. Moon having to escape there. Good, was able to drop a lot of damage output onto him.
On the Immortal, though.
Yes, he is. He's working it down, trying to add that race, and he is winning slowly as Moon continues to drop harassment. Zero just stands on the point, slowing down the melee heroes and doing everything he can. Lang also harassing FZ.
Yeah, China number 1 in trouble.
Kind of unattended though. Yeah, China number 1 in trouble. Shurikens coming in. Nice body box. The entire team standing in between Wukong and their Rhaegar, so he's able to survive. But down goes a beautiful kill onto Genji.
Yeah, that was a little bit unfortunate for Genji as well because Ooze caught him flat-footed here. He was trying to get away in time, but there came a random Alrek. And guess what? When you don't have your cooldowns anymore as Genji... Oh! Ooze! Absolutely wrecked and top-decked here. No chance to escape that one. And Tetra, ESTAR stabilizing.
Yes, they are. This is why we love Ooze's Alarak. It's
beautiful.
So scary. As they shred through, a little bit of counter damage is dropped from Wukong. The stun from the Immortal gives them a good counter opportunity, but the Immortal is caught up by ESTAR. They take the first one. Very low shield, though.
Yeah, Ooze absolutely showing why he earned multiple MVP spots over the last few weeks, because not only does he play the heroes so well mechanically, but he also has one of the highest hero pools in the Chinese HGC, hands down. And the amount of times he basically shoved people into the stun zones here in the middle was very impressive already. He caught the Genji, gave his team a lot of momentum. China number 1 getting caught, but not enough.
Not enough indeed. Zero, pull him back. Making sure he doesn't get caught out of position. Will take the Immortal stun just to give him an escape. Oh no, it doesn't kill China number 1! Genji looking for resets, but China number 1 is barely surviving. And as such, Genji going down.
Yeah, China number 1 pretty sure is doing the doggy dance right now, because that was so close. He must have been at 5 HP or something. Who's missing the combo here? FZ also going in, but not hitting anyone. And I think Wukong Gaming might be able to save that fort just barely.
Very low though. That is a lot of value from the first Immortal. Very nice indeed. Good push in there by ESTAR. Grabbing the Immortal, a huge amount of fort damage, and a Genji. Very good early game for them after that wonky first fight, as Wukong wade into a potentially dangerous position, but they have that Spirit Ally giving Zero a lot of health.
Yeah, Spirit Ally has really become the Chinese Karazim's favorite level 4 talent, and I can't really blame them. I've been using it quite a bit myself in my Hero League and Team League games. It gives you so much value. It has a really short cooldown compared to it. So it scales with max percentage, by the way, so that's really, really solid.
And there's so little auto-attack focus these days that Earth Ally just doesn't seem to get the value in general, so it's cool to see.
There's still situations where you would maybe consider the Earth ally. Actually, against the Tychus, you could have maybe gone for it as well without really making a big mistake. Tracer, of course, is another hero that really struggles when there's an Earth ally on the enemy team side. OFC uses Bird Charge, no longer available. Oh, WKG getting a little bit unlucky here.
They're getting so close to killing people over and over again. They need to actually start finishing kills, though. Their patron is displeased. They must sacrifice. They must sacrifice again before they can earn back their powers.
Exactly. So no luck here to really finish off the targets from ESTAR. Level 7 talent by Tyrael not been chosen yet. I think he chose it now, and it is not reciprocate. It is the shield duration and cooldown. Interesting.
Very cool. Yeah, a little bit of a extra sustain, maybe, to prevent that poke damage, so we can sustain against Li Ming potentially a bit more.
Yep. I guess so. I guess it's all about keeping himself alive a little bit longer so that Greymane and Genji can take the killing in their own hands. Both teams are attacking each other as Immortal for now, it seems. Pretty good split, but Wukong Gaming a little bit slower. They need to defend for sure here if they don't want to lose it.
Yeah, it looks like they're on the wrong side for defense, though. They are on the offensive side. But they are rotating up for the defense, though. Although they're leaving Greymane behind. They kind of need him for damage. So you can see him. If he is going to rotate, he's going to take the long way around. Right now, they're just soaking XP at least a little bit.
It's kind of weird. Like
Rhaegar's super out of position. Yeah. Genji finally moving up to get him, and Rhaegar just pulls back.
Both teams sending someone to solo laning that are not really designed to do that job, right? The support normally should never be doing it. Greymane is also needed near the Immortal, so let's see how this is going to unfold. Rhaegar is still solo in the top lane. I think for ESTAR, it's all about out-soaking them and obtaining those heroic abilities as quickly as humanly possible.
Said they're chasing down Kid, looking for a kill. Lag gets focused there, dashing to freedom. Telekinesis back in, though. Ooze finding his target and executing. Nicely done again. Now the numbers advantage, ESTAR wading themselves forward, looking for not only the Immortal, but also another kill as they focus onto Zero. The damage is dropped. Icebound Fortitude, but it's not enough. Icebound Fortitude does not help you get Telekinesis, and the Discord Strike picks up the kill.
Yeah, Ooze and Good really seem to become best buddies. Kid, excuse me. Ooze and Kid really seem to become best buddies for life here because the amount of burst damage Ooze dishes out, is just second to none. And Li Ming capitalized heavily on that, getting the resets after a kill, allowing her own damage to go through the roof here. So Ooze, once again, it would surprise me if ESTAR wins this Tetcher and Ooze doesn't become MVP, something is clearly wrong.
Unless he manages to throw the entire late game, I would agree with you. For now, though, they are looking solid, and Ooze has just been picking up all of the early game kills. Really, comes FZ into the back line.
Cocoon.
The Cocoon potentially dangerous for Arthas in here.
I don't think Arthur's gonna make it out alive. Oh, the sandwich.
So good. So good to see as ESTAR picking up the kill. Moving in, Ooze holding the top lane as well, so no value being gained up here. And as such, that Immortal still has half a shield. Here comes the Odin as level 10 is hit.
Level 10 is hit, Odin has been activated, and the Immortal is still looking really, really healthy. Moon needs to be careful. Ooze is basically dueling 1 versus 2. He's like, you guys send more over. Come at me, guys. I don't care. We're going to take your structures in the bottom in the meantime, so you just enjoy yourselves. And it is slowly but surely becoming a living nightmare here for Wukong Gaming. They're going to lose this keep after only 9 minutes. And if they lose more team members, they might even lose more than that.
Level 10 is hit. They're going to attempt to make a play here. Arthas has not picked his level 10 yet. Even though he is in the middle of a team fight right now. Genji Dragonblade is Cocoon. Nicely done. Sanctification keeping everyone alive as they're continuing to wade through the fight. Arthas, pick your heroic. Oh my god. There we go. Army of the Dead keeping himself alive. They turn it round. The Counter-Strike snipes him though. And Ailing will also survive actually as Tyrael looks to go deep. Can't keep up with Good though. Only is able to drop the damage onto FC.
Exactly. Only FZ, and you know, Nurbrek normally doesn't really struggle a lot from those Tyrael explosions because of his magic armor and of course the shield he has on his W. Now, during all of this, Wukong Gaming didn't get a lot. They only killed Ooze, which is nice because of the restacks. But they also lost almost 50% of their core health potential. That is very, very much a naked and exposed core for future core rush attempts.
That is not a lot of health left. No mule available. Very few heroes even have it anymore, so there's no way to repair that back up. They are looking in a rough position right now. And
why did Arthas not go for the ulti? Like, Li Ming, that's so much value. The ghouls could have intercepted so much.
Exactly. Here's the question. He was already doing a flank. If he planned on potentially going for Sindragosa, he should have picked it before he even went in, so that he could use it as the engage tool. Instead,
what is he doing now?
He didn't pick Army of the Dead. He's dying. He didn't pick Army of the Dead quick enough, so Li Ming got damaged. He didn't heal enough, so Alarak was able to snipe him with the counter-strike. He literally, not picking his heroic was the worst possible move. He should have made the choice and committed, no matter what it was. Both would have been fine, just earlier.
Yeah, I think the effects of the voodoo magic ritual are wearing off for Wukong Gaming, and they're turning from those fearsome warriors into headless chicken again, running around the map, not picking heroic abilities. This might sound a little bit harsh, excuse me guys, but this is not the Wukong Gaming we saw yesterday, and I really wanted this team to be a little bit more consistent, to show us better games, but they're already starting to let go after a strong early game.
I mean, like, I get accused of being savage sometimes, of being like overly mean to players. I'm a play-by-play caster, guys. Or I'm hybrid, but I'm mostly play-by-play. I call it how I see it. And if you're doing something that is obviously bad, if you don't think you're going to get called out on it, then you are wrong.
Yeah. Sometimes there's no way of using euphemisms to really talk something nicer the way it actually is. We can't do that. We gotta be honest here.
You don't need to say, that was terrible, what a garbage player. Yeah. But if they do something, that's toxic. If you say what they do, though, and it's obvious it's bad, that is the thing. For now, though, he has the opportunity to redeem himself. Zero has his heroic. He is approaching level 13. We could see Wukong attempt to make a play. They're at their own immortal. They have a good defensive position.
Yeah, this time they need to stabilize the Dragon Blade. All the tools they need are available. Now they just need to use them. Turiel going deep, getting silenced.
Zero wading through, this time with the Army of the Dead. Great value, completes his quest as well. He's destroying Ooze, but Ooze able to get the good Discord strike. Li Ming doing so much damage, but Zero, the patron, is back and he survives. Lao Hu also escaping. Finally, 2 kills. Ooze getting the stuff. Resets for Li Ming. Kid charging through. Lao Hu missed his movement speed. He just gets picked off. He had the extra movement speed at 4, but missed the ability. Gets taken out. And ESTAR picking up a full shield immortal. Also, someone sprayed, apparently.
Someone sprayed indeed. And speaking of sprays and banners, on those tournament clients, very rarely will you see those beautiful team banners and team sprays that have been unlocked here in China already.
Boom.
Yep.
Face banner. How dare you, ESTAR?
That's a standard default Nexus banner. How dare you? But those banners and sprays will be available for everyone to obtain very, very shortly. Oh, that was nice.
The wave of force actually saved him from the counter-strike.
Exactly.
It was unintentional, but it worked. Cocoon is dropped. Can they get him out? We're seeing Karazim dashing away. Lao Hu speed boost. Dash from Genji. And the evasion of death from Wukong Gaming. Perfect. However, the Immortal still has an almost full shield in his crushing deck.
Yeah. It's going to be a rough hold for Wukong Gaming, to say the least. Every death they are suffering from now is going to be lights out, game over. But they need to force something. They need to extinguish the light of ESTAR right now if they don't lose their core.
It's the commit, full team fight. Kill the entirety of ESTAR, then defend the core. Counter-strike is dropped, doesn't do a huge amount of damage. Everyone's able to spy. 7-sided strike kills off the Alarak. They're looking for more. The Immortals through the keep go, though, guys. React.
1, 2, 3, baby!
Galore. Li Ming picks off everyone except Genji. He survives. Finally, we do see the kill onto Greymane. 3 heroes alive for ESTAR. Immortals still with a shield. And they go for the core. Catapults in the bottom. This is GG. Genji, even he can't solo this. As that is GG. And ESTAR picks up game number 1.
Beautiful execution here by ESTAR, despite losing a team member every now and then in the early game. Despite Wukong Gaming getting the Gangu once again, they had enough class and experience to not falter under the pressure. And Wukong Gaming, a little bit disappointed by a couple of decisions they made in-game, but overall, in terms of drafting, they're still looking really, really good.
Oh yes, they are looking, like I said, they're back to their old original theme. Win draft, lose game. But there were once again moments of brilliance throughout that entire game. I'm really loving how much Wukong has improved since the start of the season. They are just looking so good.
Yeah, and you can really tell that they're serious about it. They're not... I think many people have a little bit of a prejudice or a misconception that some teams don't really care. They don't really, you know, want to win. It seems sometimes they're just here for the money and to have fun. But no team in neither region would have made it this far if there wasn't a certain competitive drive behind them. So you want to improve, you want to become a better team, you want to strive for higher goals, and most importantly, if you're Wukong Gaming, you want to stay in the league because they could drop out if they place last, right?